Coaches, today on the channel, we're going to talk about something that's near and dear to my heart. We're going to talk about how the air raid actually works. So many of you guys have watched all of our videos and got courses and went to clinics and all these other things, and you still kind of don't understand that there's really three simple reasons that the air raid is effective and has been such for the last 20 years. So in today's video, man, stay tuned. I'm going to teach you three basic principles every coach should master if they want to know how the air raid works. All right, coaches, welcome back to the Airraidnation channel. This is Coach Coltharp. I know it's been a while. It's been a crazy spring, man. My sinuses have been going all kind of crazy, so just didn't really have, either the energy or the voice to do a lot of videos and things like that. But hey, it's clinic season, and it's time to get jumping back. And today, I think I got a banger for you, man. We're going to talk about three basic principles for how the air raid works. Some of you guys, like I said in the teaser, some of you guys have looked at the playbooks and listened to courses and done a lot of different things that are out there and available, because there's a ton of stuff out there, and they're all good things, man. If you haven't checked out Coach Bedwell's new clinic that he just did up in Virginia, man, you ought to check that one out. That one's going to be pretty awesome. So you can look at that over on CoachTube. I believe it'll be coming up here pretty soon. Love the guys over at CoachTube. If you haven't, explored CoachTube and you're a young coach in particular, man, I would recommend you do that. You can go over to our website, Airraidnation.com. You can link directly to our library, which is about 32 courses right now. But CoachTube has some great air raid stuff. But, even as you delve into all those things, man, it's still just kind of like writing on the thing. You got to learn how to apply it. Now, those of you guys of us who are in public education, you know exactly what I'm talking about, man. Kids where's the answer, coach? I mean, you got to come up with the answer, and you kind of stump them. So, this is kind of my attempt to help you learn how to apply what you've learned. And if you want to learn some more about that stuff, you can also look at our Just Play playbook. There's always also linked on our new website, man. I rebuilt the website, man. I hope you guys like it. It's a lot less busy, and you just kind of go there and you can see, the certain things that we want you to see and link to our clinics and things like that. But one of the things we do link to is our Just Play playbook. It's interactive. The playbook is already installed for you. There's videos for the play. So if you're just learning and you want a playbook, but you also want some video examples, go over to Just Play and check that out. And then, also we have our Patreon section, which is now over on patreon.com. It's not on the website anymore, where we just have a bunch of old clinics and game cut-ups and things like that for you guys to look at, for those of you guys who help support the effort for us to create the videos and things of that nature. So all that being said, man, like I said, I just wanted to give you this short video, and let's jump into it. To be an air raid guy, and this is one of the things that I learned very quickly, is that you have to have a routine. And, I've seen it done differently. I've seen, even us at Hopton this past couple of years, we had a 4-day install instead of a 3-day install. And, in talking with Coach Salas this spring, we're going back to a 3-day install. So, we have 3 days, and here's an example. You can look over in the little chart. So day one will be our counter play with the Q, which would be the quarterback run, our fast screen, our slant, and then our 4 verticals, and then whatever special you have on that, whether it's an RPO or a reverse or whatever that is. But that's our day one practice schedule. Our wristbands are set up like that. We have a column that's just day one that has 4 or 5 different colors of keywords so that we can use that. And we don't have a practice script. We just use our wristbands that we use on game day, and they're all set up by days. It's pretty cool. Go over and check out some of Coach Salas' stuff on CoachTube, and you can see, I think he has some wristband examples in his course that he does, which is pretty awesome too. It's that routine of establish your install schedule, stay with it, have that run, screen, quick drop special. One of the biggest things Coach Mummy taught me when I first started learning all this stuff is that air raid coaches have to have a great capacity for boredom. You got to be able to do the same thing every day. If you're a guy who wants to change stuff up just for the sake of changing it, or try something new when you really don't need it, air raid's probably not for you. At least not traditional air raid. I mean, I think the principles can fit into any kind of offense, but if you're really a true blue air raid guy, then you kind of follow this prescription that I'm going to give you in today's video. So like I said, that routine, establish your install schedule, stick to it, and rinse and repeat every week. Monday is this day, next week Monday is this day, next week Monday is this day. And you'll find that once your kids get into this routine, practice goes so much smoother. If your practice is pretty much the same every day, like I said, those of us who are in the schoolhouse, the hardest days at school is when you mess up the schedule, like when you got to go to the second period before first period, or you change something up for testing. That's when you always tend to have issues. And so, it's the same way with football practice. So, kind of get into this routine. And this is kind of an example of our routine right here. You can see the plays that we're running. It's nothing special. We talked about this on our tic-tac-toe video. And if you haven't seen that, man, subscribe to the channel. If you haven't subscribed, I wish you would. We're almost close to 8,000. But there's a lot of good short videos over on the channel. And I would recommend you look at our 5-minute air raid series if you're new to the offense. So the second one is your fundamentals, and I think this is really important too. I was talking to our basketball coach, who's also our D-line coach, and he's a younger guy. And we talk just coaching in general, because I'll be honest, I couldn't coach basketball if I wanted to, because I would try to press the full court and do all that good stuff the whole game, because that's just kind of my nature. But we talk about when things get bad, you take that Navy SEAL kind of ideal. When things start going bad, revert back to your fundamentals. And so if you don't work on your fundamentals, what are you reverting back to? So you can kind of see here, this is kind of our daily Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday practice schedule. You can see every day we're doing settling news. Every day we're doing, mesh drill with the quarterbacks and running backs. And mesh drill with the quarterback and running backs is just handoffs, guys. That's not anything passing game-wise. You can see us doing pat and go. And then during pat and go, running backs and O-line are doing blitz pickup. So we're walking through blitzes that we think we're going to see. But every day you can kind of see how our practice schedule is lined up. And you can just see that it's tremendously about fundamentals. We don't do a whole lot of team periods. I mean, we probably do 15 minutes a team a day. Everything else is just fundamental and group work, where we're working on the skills that we need. A really good air raid team, you don't see a lot of drops, and you don't see a lot of drops because they practice. If you're not catching the football, you got to practice catching the football. It's just the way it is. If you're not a good tackling team, then you got to practice tackling. And we follow the same example on the defensive side of the ball. I got a course over on Coach 2 talking about using air raid principles on the defensive side of the ball. And we do the same thing. We have the same fundamental periods every day. We work on fundamentals way more than we do scheme. And it's just, we've seen a tremendous change, in our production. And, once again, it's a rinse and repeat thing. Do you have the capacity to be bored? Can you do the same thing over and over and over, play that same song for 30 years and it still sound as good? I mean, I had a chance a couple weeks ago to go see Hootie and the Blowfish, man. And I used to love those guys when I was in college, man. But just listening to them cats, in their late 40s sounding like they did when they were in their 20s, man. It just, how many times has he played, Let Her Cry or whatever your favorite Hootie song is, and still sounds wonderful. So, practicing those fundamentals is probably the last thing. And then the last thing, kind of has a musical tone to it too. The old song, the cash rules everything around me. Well, in the air raid, the grass rules everything around me. Believe the grass, man. Find it and throw it. And I talk about it in teaching the shallow cross video about how bubbles exist and swapping those bubbles when you're teaching, which one's running the shallow, which one's running the dig, so on and so forth. And I've got a video like that on the channel too. So like I said, if you haven't subscribed, go subscribe so you can jump in there and get those notifications. But, finding that grass and teaching your quarterbacks to trust the grass. And as you're putting your air raid in, you're going to find that your quarterbacks, when they first start, don't trust grass. They're waiting to throw to people, and then the people are either covered when they get ready to throw it, or the timing is off. So, you just tell them, hey, you hit your progression. If the grass is open, put the ball in the grass. It's the receiver's job to get there. And vice versa, you teach your receivers, don't run to your next problem. Find open grass, sit in grass. It's basketball on grass. So, like I said, the grass rules everything around you in this offense, and it's really, really important that you understand that concept and relate that concept to your quarterbacks. Coaches, man, I appreciate you spending a little time with me today on the channel. And hey, look, if you got some time tomorrow night, March 21st at 7 p.m. EST, we're doing a How to Air Raid Work Spring seminar. I'll put a link down in the description. You can go over to airraidnation.com to sign up for the seminar, man. It's going to be about 2 hours. And we're really going to talk about how you read grass and just different things, play calling scenarios, not as much as play diagramming, is actually running the offense, planning the offense, scheming the offense. And of course, we'll have a Q&A. You'll have, lifetime access over on CoachTube, and I think it's going to be a great night. There's also some special course sales over there on the event page, so check that out at airraidnation.com. And once again, man, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, I really would appreciate it. Drop a like on the video, man. If the video could get 100 likes in the first week, man, I'd really appreciate it. It lets me know that you guys miss me and you want me to upload more. And as always, man, I appreciate everything, and spin it to win.